joy to have you all here with us, and on behalf of the team, members at the back, please move forward. I beg you in all the names of God. Just fill the seats in front so that we can get a good representation of the attendance. Thank you very much for your kindness. Please, all our members at the back, if you could draw forward. Thank you very much. We're on course to begin this program on time. I affirm with that all our dignitaries have arrived, and upon their arrival here, everything will proceed on time, on point, and on message. A few housekeeping rules, as always. We request of you to place your phones on silent to avoid any interference in the course of this event. The restrooms, as you know already, are located outside. Please beckon any of the ushers if you're in need of any directions whatsoever. I believe we have water to keep you hydrated in the course of this event too. Any other thing we can do to make your stay here warm and comfortable, please. My name is Jerry Ajololo, and together with my host of ushers, we're yours to command.
Climb me high from the ground to the rooftop. The drums don't lie, they call my name. The rhythm's fire, fueling my flame.
Hi, Nakode here, and welcome to Africa Discourse channel. Imagine a place where ideas flow freely, like the great rivers of our great continent Africa, where stories about innovation, growth, and then ideas that are painting and shaping Africa are being told. From the Cape to the Sahara, and then from the tech startups happening in Lagos to Nairobi, where the tech innovations are, ADC brings you the stories that matter, the conversations that are inspiring our generation, and then ideas that are transforming Africa. But hey, it's not always serious business here at ADC. We also give you the scoop into the latest trends happening around the continent, untold stories in Africa, and a large dose of fun and entertainment. Join us as we delve in, explore, laugh, share ideas, share stories, and maybe you can find your next big idea on Africa Discourse channel. Welcome to Africa Discourse channel. Catch up with us at www.discoursechannel.com and follow us on all our social media pages at Africa Discourse channel and get the latest scoops into the trends happening in Africa and news about Africa around the globe.
Where the dust rises, the kings are made. No throne, no roof, just a shadow's shade. Brick by brick, we built from pain. Under the streets lights, we carve our name. There was no loud and sing our vibes. We just did down through it.
Hi, my name is Manny, and I landed a job in tech without a degree. This is how I did it. I'm very passionate about tech, but at some point in my learning process, I felt stuck. So I joined the ALX software engineering program, and after graduation, I am now working as a backend engineer writing systems at Higher Data. the one thing I realized very early on was what I'm learning in the ALX software engineering program and what I'm doing at Data are very similar in the sense of collaboration, what we do with code, and leadership. If you're feeling stuck, find a supportive community doing what you love, put yourself out there, and don't stop learning.
It's lies, we carve our name. There was no love that's in our fight. We chased the dawn through endless nights. Street card on my head, I'm staying real. Every scar's a badge, every wound will heal. They can't break me, no, they never will. Street card on my head, I'm made of steel. Street card on my head, I'm staying real. Every scar's a badge, every wound will heal. They can't break me, no, they never will. Street card on my head, I'm made of steel. Concrete whispered, stories untold.
Hi, Nakode here, and welcome to Africa Discourse channel. Imagine a place where ideas flow freely, like the great rivers of our great continent Africa, where stories about innovation, growth, and then ideas that are painting and shaping Africa are being told. From the Cape to the Sahara, and then from the tech startups happening in Lagos to Nairobi, where the tech innovations are, ADC brings you the stories that matter, the conversations that are inspiring our generation, and then ideas that are transforming Africa. But hey, it's not always serious business here at ADC. We also give you the scoop into the latest trends happening around the continent, untold stories in Africa, and a large dose of fun and entertainment. Join us as we delve in, explore, laugh, share ideas, share stories, and maybe you can find your next big idea on Africa Discourse channel. Welcome to Africa Discourse channel. Catch up with us at www.discourse.channel.com and follow us on all our social media pages at Africa Discourse channel and get the latest scoops into the trends happening in Africa and news about Africa around the globe.
How about a round of applause to receive all our principals, all our partners, and broad stakeholders.
When the dust rises, the kings are made. No throne, no roof, just a shadow's shade. Brick by brick, we built from pain. Under the streets' lights, we carve our name. There was no love that's in our fight. We chased it down through endless nights. Street card on my head, I'm staying.
If ever there was a soundtrack to stand for innovation, I believe it to be this one. If we can sing it together, that would be nice. A one, a two, three, let's go. They can't break me, no, they never will. Street card on my head, I'm made of steel. Let's celebrate the innovation that comes right from Ghana to the rest of the world. Shout out to the world. A round of applause. Without commitment, they say you'll never start. But most importantly, without consistency, you will never finish. For 4 consistent, successful editions of this summit, I believe the Ghana Hubs Network, Impact Investing Ghana, and the National Entrepreneurship and Innovation Plan are deserving of a resounding round of applause. 4 amazing editions of innovating, collaborating, and elevating conversations and action towards shaping a future of endless potential for our industry. Please, one more time, let's celebrate them. And so in the spirit of innovation, let me say a very good morning to you all and to thank you for attending to the call of our hosts, the Ghana Hubs Network, the Impact Investing Ghana, and the National Entrepreneurship and Innovation Program, together with all our partners, as we mark this 5th edition of the Ghana Digital Innovation Week, GDIW 2025. We're particularly touched by the presence of some broad stakeholders. Allow me to acknowledge with gratitude our guest of honor, representing the Minister for Communication, Digital Technology and Innovation, the Head of Innovations. Make welcome Mr. Emmanuel Ofori. Thank you for joining us. For our keynote speaker, he's represented by the Director and Head of Partnerships and Markets at the 24-Hour Economy and Accelerated Export Development Secretariat. Make welcome Dr. Ishmael Dodu. We receive with great delight a dependable partner, the Head of Development Cooperation at the German Embassy, Madame Johanna Klotz. Make welcome also the CEO of the Venture Capital Trust Fund, Mr. Michael Abe. Thank you. With joy, we receive a governance and inclusive growth lead for the UNDP, representing the UN Resident Coordinator. Make welcome Dr. Edward Foucault Amprichum. In the same vein, help me celebrate yours and mine, the wind beneath our wings, the CEO of the Impact Investing Ghana, Madame Amalate. How about a round of applause for the Cluster Coordinator, GIZ Ghana, Mr. Wilhelm Hugo. The Head of Project at the GIZ Ghana also joins us, Mr. David Roberts. Mr. Emmanuel Mumuni is the Program Component Lead at GIZ Ghana. Please, he deserves a round of applause too. And the Director, Innovation and Research, Caspar Campoli, also joins us. A round of applause. Together with you, directors and officials from the ministries, departments, and agencies, our development partners, captains of industry from the public and the private sector, distinguished delegates and exhibitors, our dear members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, we say accept the warm and generous welcome of GDIW 2025. Today's agenda is as rich as it gets, and here to lay the foundation through a presentation, ladies and gentlemen, is our very own chairman or chairperson of the Ghana Hubs Network. Would you please, with resounding joy, receive Mr. Yao Edu Jemfi.
Thank you very much, Jerry. And good morning, everyone. Let me lower this. So when we started, let's say now we are in the 5th year, 4 years ago, the idea was that the programs will be held here in this room in Accra. However, the host and partners, we sat down and engaged. We realized that we need to take this to the regions. To be able to truly understand the level of innovation and digital transformation going on, we needed to go to the regions and find out for ourselves. So one of the things that we did was to start with just 3 regions. Now we are in 6 regions, and I just want to share with you, very brief, because the details will come in later. Very brief highlights on what happened in the 6 regions this year. So our theme, as we know, is catalyzing for change, innovation and digital transformation at the center of Ghana's development agenda. The idea is that Ghana has a development agenda, but how do we leverage emerging tech? How do we leverage innovation and digital transformation to make that possible? And that's what we set out to do. So we started in the Western region. All of these programs were held the month prior to this one in October. So when we started in the Western region, the focus behind the main theme, the focus in the West was inclusive entrepreneurship and creative tech for young people. And so most of the ideas, the engagements, the exhibitions that happened there, and the panel discussions that emanated from there highlighted on this. And then also the second point of catalyzing local economic growth and global competitiveness. The idea was that how do you position the Western region as a go-to region, right? As a go-to region for catalyzing local growth, leveraging global competitiveness. And then we went to the Eastern region. In the East, we looked at the competitive and comparative advantages, but mainly how do you then drive digital storytelling and content creation, driving youth for change. Let's understand that these ideals highlighted or were the base for the host at the regions in the sort of the programs that were held. And then the second point was about innovation in media, transforming communication and education. We know that the Eastern region is a hub of education. The Eastern region is also a hub for content creation. And so this program sort of emphasized that. Then in the Ashanti region, we know the Ashanti region is a hub of culture. And so we looked at how is the interface of emerging tech and culture itself? How do we preserve cultural assets, leveraging emerging tech? How do we monetize cultural assets, for instance? Then also looking at emerging tech for entrepreneurship and trade. We know that the African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement is in place. Accra is the host. However, we know that in the Middle Belt, there's a lot of trade that goes on there. So how do we leverage emerging tech to position those in the Middle Belt, especially in the Ashanti region, to take advantage of the policies that are already available? In the Bono East, specifically in Techiman, as we know, is the breadbasket of Ghana. And so the idea is that how do we leverage emerging tech? How do we build capacity? How do we ensure that in Techiman, in the Bono East, areas around Kwame Danso and Kranzai, and where a lot of commercial farms are going on, we know that the 24-hour economy director is here, representative is here. You're looking at growing food for exports. So the Bono East becomes an area to look at. So they held agri-tech hackathons and ideation challenges, highlighting some of the potential, and then also the potential of smart agriculture solutions in promoting rural jobs. In the Upper West, something is happening in the Upper West that we need to draw attention to. When we talk about making of vehicles, the idea is that it was only in the South, or maybe in Kumasi or Accra, but model vehicles are being made in WA, one that we need to look at. But it's all about inclusion, underserved regions, people who ordinarily will be underserved, leveraging technology and building the sort of solutions that are needed at this moment. Then in the Northern region was the last region for the road to GDIW. However, in the Northern region, there's a focus on women trained in AI, being trained in AI tools to enhance their productivity and also skills. The focus on women and girls is important because that's where the challenge is in the Northern region. How is the, for instance, Hopping Academy that organized the program there, How are they focusing on leveraging emerging tech and ensuring that women have the skills that they need? There's also the promotion of empowerment and participation in the digital age. There's a gap, a huge gap in that area. And Hoping Academy, which sort of hosted the program, wants to close that gap using emerging tech. So let me say that in these six regions, starting in the Western, the Eastern region, the Ashanti region, Bono East region, all the way to Upper West and Northern regions, the idea was that the theme of this year's program is being localized to reflect the issues that are important to stakeholders in the regions. As we move along, we will bring on more partners. We'll bring on more partners, just in the regions, but also in Accra, taking them to the regions and expanding the program in the regions. I think that once we're able to do that, we'll get a lot more participation from the regions. Because the idea is that once the regions get on and start demonstrating what is possible with respect to leveraging of digital technologies and innovation, then we get to understand the potential of Ghana. Because the regions will give you that sort of a heartbeat of what happens in Ghana. And then once we all also converge here, bringing in the insights from the regions and sharing, then the national programs become more integrated, more relevant with respect to what the region's expectations are. Thank you very much, and I look forward to the 3 days of engagement. And a special thanks to our partners in the regions that made this possible. If we have Noni Hub, any representative from Noni Hub, just raise up your hand. We'll acknowledge you. Hoping Academy, so Noni Hub in the Upper West, Hoping Academy in the Northern region, Hyperspace in the Ashanti region, Media Below in the Eastern region, and then also the Upper Workspace the Upper Workspace in the Western region, and Agrico Hub in the Bono East region. Thank you very much for all the support, and I'll use this opportunity to engage you and endeavor that you engage further as the program wears on. A video will be showed later on what the whole regional program was about. Enjoy.
It's a build-up to GDIW 2025, Innovation and Digital Transformation at the center of Ghana's development agenda. Please, one more time, help me celebrate our chairperson, the Ghana Hubs Network, Mr. Yao Edujemfi. Thank you. Oh, please. One may ask, what initiatives have been planned for this year? Well, it falls to my brother Courage Asase, who is the Programs Officer at Impact Investment Ghana and Programs Manager at the GDIW, to walk you through. Please make him welcome with a round of applause.
Good morning, and I welcome you all to GDIW 2025. Today I'm here to talk about our initiatives, conference initiatives of what we plan to take you through for the year 2025, what happened last year, last 2 years, and the main focus for this year. My job is to take you through the plan and programming for what we've designed for this year and expectations for the 3 days of our stay from now till Friday. So GDIW is a platform designed for collaboration to drive action for the digital innovation and the transformation ecosystem in Ghana, as we all know. What are the objectives of this particular platform? We set out GDIW to be able to identify a common national vision that is able to drive Ghana's digital innovation ecosystem and generate interest of prompt and concrete action. We also want to celebrate and showcase initiatives that accomplish Ghana's digital innovation ecosystem. And finally, we want to stimulate a mindset shift among Ghanaians so that citizens can be able to encourage them to be able to drive change and innovation. Now, what is the theme for this year? This year, we are looking at how we are able to connect innovation and digital transformation to catalyze for change. So the theme for this year is innovation and digital transformation at the center of Ghana's development agenda. We are looking at a program where innovation is not run in silos, digital transformation is not run in silos, both are connecting towards the job mandates of this new government and the country. What have we done so far in terms of our collective impact? This is the 5th year programming for GDIW. We started in 2021 and we are in 2025. What has been the achievement or impact so far? So in 2021, that's where it all began. We had over 15,000 participants nationwide. As Yao mentioned, there is the road to GDIW and then there's a national GDIW, all in one programming. We have over 200 curated sessions from 2021 to this year. We also have over 200 local businesses that are supported through our exhibition programming. And then we have over 500 plus international voices joining the digital story of Ghana. But one key important information is that we also have policies that were set out from the platform. Now, the key features of our plan for this year. What is the main plan for 2025? We started this year with a launch and then we dive deep into the road to GDIW. For the road to GDIW, we have planned it to be a series of local level programming that happened at the regional level. So this year, we were in 6 regions. We were in Western, Eastern, Bono East, Ashanti, Northern, and Upper West region. We brought together national stakeholders at the local level and feed that information to the national level. We were also able to divest various innovation programming and focus on traditional innovation at the grassroots level. Another key important component of our programming for this year is our collaborative plan. We want to live here with more action points where we get our stakeholders to commit to more actionable points for us. And this will feed into our national collaborative plan. And this year, we want to capture the commitment of all stakeholders in this room towards one collaborative action plan. And we'll be doing that from now till the 3rd day. And we want to make a commitment. As we are in this room together as individuals and stakeholders from multiple organizations, we believe that your commitment to this plan, the actions that we generate from the GDIW, and all the conversations would feed into what we go in for next year. And so on that note, I want to invite everybody to be upstanding. Let's be on our feet. Let's be on our feet, everybody, and make a commitment to this year's programming. I want us to read directly and make this pledge and commitment. Please put one hand on your chest and commit your soul to this plan. So let's go.
So we've designed a small app for your phone so that you can do this pledge. It's a black box with a hole in the middle. Please take out your phone. You see the app. Have you seen the app? It's your camera. So place the camera on yourself, a video, while you recite this. Courage, where's your phone? Abe, go and get it. Let's do it together. The hashtag is hashtag GDIW, and another hashtag, hashtag GDIW25. Courage. And so we're sending this message to the whole world that we've made this commitment to be a movement bigger than apartheid. Courage?
Yes.
Take us through.
All right. Are you ready? Let's go. I commit to make GDIW 2025 not just an event, but a movement for action and change. I stand for innovation. I stand for impact. I stand for Ghana's digital future today. Hallelujah. Clap for yourself. So we will be playing the videos. And on this note, I want to once again welcome you to this year's event. Please stay through from day 1 to day 3. We have exciting programming for you, and I invite you to join the sessions later in the afternoon. Thank you very much.
Welcome to the Grand Arena right here at the Accra International Conference Center. We'd like to say thank you for coming in your numbers to be part of this great day in history. The Ghana Digital Innovation Week, GDIW, is the first of its kind to ignite, co-create, develop, and transform.
It's very exciting to take part in today's event. Brilliant opportunity for shaping the vision for Ghana's digital economy.
It was very clear to us that the path of digitalization and innovation was very important for Ghana. I see a continued need to uphold the collaborative nature of this partnership.
And this is how far we've come, from mobilizing collective action and investment to catalyze growth in Ghana's digital innovation ecosystem, far back as 2021, to localizing Ghana's digital and innovation ecosystem opportunities for economic development in 2022. In 2023, we got together to innovate, collaborate, elevate by shaping a future of endless potential. And in 2024, we got together to innovate, collaborate for digital transformation and impact. And right here and now, in 2025, here we are innovating for digital transformation at the center of Ghana's development agenda. Let's put our hands together for how far we've come. And so today we stand together as one united family, united by innovation, thanks to the German government and the German Development Corporation, which has been with us for the past 50 years, assisting us to scale and to achieve tremendous gains in our digital economy. Here to speak to us on behalf of the embassy is the head of Development Corporation. Would you please make welcome Johanna Klotz.
morning. I'm standing on the protocol established by my colleagues here, so distinguished guests. It is a privilege for me to join you here today for the opening of the 2025 edition of the Ghana Digital Innovation Week, a national celebration that has become the heartbeat of Ghana's digital transformation journey, and we already saw the highlights from the last year. Ghana's progress in digitalization has always been powered by partnerships. Government, private actors, academia, innovators, and development allies working side by side to unlock opportunities. For me, the Digital Innovation Week is a strong symbol of these powerful partnerships. Over the last decade, Ghana has positioned itself as one of West Africa's leading digital economy. Last week, we had the honor of our President of the Federal Republic of Germany, His Excellency Dr. Walter Steinmeier, visiting Ghana. He has been here before 8 years ago, and he visited young startups and tech companies then and now. He said that he was already impressed 8 years ago, but what he witnessed now was even exceeding his expectations. And I have to say that I'm quite proud of the role that the German Development Corporation has here in Ghana supporting digital innovation. But of course, we are not doing this alone or on our own, of course, but we are here to support the Ghanaian government in their policies. They have a very strong determination to harness technology for inclusive growth and job creation. These include the 1 Million Coders program, the Green Digital City Initiative, and of course, the 24-hour economy strategy. This year, we celebrate 50 years of this partnership, 50 years of Ghana Development Corporation. Over the past 5 decades, this partnership has continually evolved to reflect Ghana's national priorities, from early collaboration focusing on fresh water and infrastructure, to today's joint commitment to innovation, digitalization, and youth employment. Because Ghana's digital sector already employs tens of thousands directly and indirectly. But the real potential lies ahead. Emerging industries from agri-tech to fintech, health tech, and creative media are creating the next wave of decent jobs for Ghana's young population. Our joint efforts in digital transformations are guided by one central principle: leave no one behind. Ghana's innovation story is strongest when every citizen, women, men, youth, persons with disabilities, entrepreneurs in urban centers here in Accra, but also artisans in rural communities, when everybody has access to the same digital opportunities. This is why ongoing cooperation focuses on digital literacy and training in digital marketing, coding, and e-commerce skills to expand employability and self-employment for a wide range of people. This is why we also focus on support for women entrepreneurs with tailored mentoring and digital coaching. And this is also why we want to bridge the urban-rural divide in digitalization. As we mark this 50 years journey, we do not only celebrate history, but we want to build momentum for the future, to continue learning, co-creating, and investing together in the next generation of ideas and solutions emerging from Ghana's vibrant innovation ecosystem. Because all of these achievements point to one truth: no single actor can drive digital transformation alone. Ghana's innovation system thrives because of its partnerships between ministries, regulators, startups, investors, universities, and communities. And the Ghana Digital Innovation Week embodies this spirit of collaboration. It is more than just a conference. It's a movement of doers, of dreamers, of problem solvers, united by a shared belief that technology should create opportunities for all. With this, I wish everyone a successful week of dreaming, of doing, and of networking to form new partnerships that will carry Ghana's innovations into the future. Thank you.
One more time, ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for the Chairman Development Corporation and the Head of Development Corporation, Madam Johanna Klotz. Thank you for those warm remarks of assurances, of endorsements of our platform, but most importantly, spelling out your cardinal principle underlining this partnership of not leaving any sector behind by creating equal opportunities for every segment, anchored in the belief that no single sector can drive innovation alone, which is why we now put the spotlight on startups. Who are they? We know them, we love them, and we certainly can't do without them. But do we ever assist them to flourish and to impact? Ladies and gentlemen, we're here to showcase one amazing startup. And for the next few minutes, it is my joy to present IoT Group to you. A round of applause.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. I hope you're all excited to be here this morning. Right. So as we look into the future, we know a number of things are certain. Technology is definitely going to take over the world, and has already started. We've seen how AI is taking over the world, robotics, blockchain, among others. So we need to also rethink our future on how we can leverage on these technologies to build a better future for us all. So my session, titled Building a Prosperous Africa, a vision we have set for 2050. Our vision for 2050 is to harness the potential power of the emerging technologies to build a better future for our continent. And my name is Joshua Pokwajiman. I'm the president for IoT Network Hub. After senior high school, I loved computers. So I went straight into entrepreneurship. At age 19, I started my first startup called Personet, and I've been running for the past 10 years. 9 years ago, we had a vision to look into the future. 9 years ago, nobody was literally talking about AI, robotics, and the likes. And today it's all over on our phones. Whether you like it or not, you have it. Whether you use it or not, you have it. And that's where we're going with the future. Right. As we look into African population growth, you could see that by 2050, we're going to be the largest population in the world. Population of 2.4 billion, representing about 25% of the world population. And what is interesting about this population is that more than 60% are going to be young people under 25 years. We have only 25 years to double our population. What opportunities and challenges lies ahead? And that's why we exist. When you look at STEM education, which has also been proven to be the best way to learn in the 21st century, Africa only have 3% of our students pursuing STEM-related careers. And there are a lot of challenges that could lead to that, including stereotypes, lack of resources, among other challenges. We also have an army of what we call emerging technologies going to take away a lot of jobs. I'm sure we've already seen that. Now we have agentic AI who could literally do a lot of things that humans were capable of doing, meaning we're not going to need a lot of human beings doing a lot of works, some works. And according to report by McKinsey Global, they said by 2030, 5 years from now, between 400 to 800 people are going to lose their job. Already have jobs, they're losing it. Then when we come to research and development, where usually innovation is spent out into commercialization to create more jobs, Africa contributes only 1.1% to the global research. So when you look at these three big challenges we face, a large population growth, lack of quality education, lack of researchers to help us solve the problems we face, then there need to be something that needs to be done. And that's where we started IoT Network Hub. We foresaw that with these technologies, we could solve a lot of the challenges we face as a continent. So as an organization, our core purpose is to explore emerging technologies to solving problems and building a better future for us all. And we do that through these three main approach. Our community building, we have a large community across over 20 African countries with over 50,000 membership. We build human capacity and we do research, innovation, development. When it comes to community building, most of our activities include our chapters we have across the university campuses to the regionals to the African countries. We do organize what we call the IT meetup. It's a monthly meetup. It's free for everyone to come and learn. And we've been doing this for the past 9 years, every month. These are images from some of our events at our meetup. So our goal at our meetup is to bring these technologies to your exposure, just like we've seen at our booths everywhere today. Exposure, we believe, help influence your interests and spark direction for you to build a career. So we have this set up. We offer practical workshops, and a lot of our speakers today had been facilitators at our events as well. Right. The second pillar we look at is the human capital development, where we look at building the capacity of the young people from STEM education to digital skills, among other use cases that is relevant for the future. And we just had this program last couple of months. It was a vacation program for junior high school students. They go through 5 weeks intensive training, and when they're done, able to build innovation. And these are students between the age of 8 to 13. We also have a program we run every year across the country that empower young people to innovate across the country every year. And these are some innovation junior high school students are building across the country. Then we have launched a TV show that brings STEM education to millions of people across the country, so that those who can have access to the STEM lab and teachers to teach them, they could watch TV, get a kit, and practice as well. And when it comes to climate and sustainability too, we have been able to do a lot of projects along the line where we convert plastic waste and other things to useful products. And these are some products that were converted from waste into this useful product. From the bin and all that were made from plastics. Then we have a hackathon program, which we're going to have a hackathon here tomorrow. We invite all to come experience with no prior knowledge. You come in, you learn a skill and build something within a few hours, in 3 hours. Then we have a DIE program, a program that we have launched with the British Council, funded by the British Council, to train unemployed graduates in 8 weeks and help them find jobs. We are happy to have our first cohort here with us. 80 of them are here with us to share their experience as well. So as we're wrapping up on our innovation, it's been a long journey. During COVID, we built a lot of innovation to fight COVID. We had a chance to exhibit in the first GDIW, where we met the vice president at the time. Afterwards, we got featured by United Nations magazine for the innovation we built. Then GDIW 2022, we had the opportunity to bring a robot that we were working on at the time to showcase. And this robot could understand our language and communicate. Then on the third year, we built a Santua. Our concept was to build a humanoid robot here in Guyana. And that too happened. And then on GDIW 2024, we have Sira. Sira was an educational robot we brought, also built here in Ghana, 3D printed. Yeah. So some of the outcomes that we have enjoyed over the past 5 years at the GDIW include the fact that we're able to validate our prototypes, get feedback, and get interest, partnership, and also made a lot of sales. And as we speak this morning, we've sold 10 products this morning at the booths as well. And this is products that were developed through our exposure here. This just happened 3 years ago, and within 36 months, we've sold over 4,000 units. We've been able to impact over 10,000 learners. We are piloted in 7 African countries. Among others, and just last week we got featured by BBC News on our product and innovation as well, among other things. So this is how the journey started with robotics. The goal was to find local materials to build a robot, and we started with the first wooden device over there. Then it had to be evolving in our lab, trying to figure out how to build it. Some recognition we have include that. Yep. And some partners we work with also include that. So as we look into 2057, Ghana will be 100 years. the question I want to ask you, what kind of Ghana you want to see when Ghana is 100? We have a vision for what Ghana should look like when Ghana is 100. And it's a future we are working all together to ensure that we can build that. And it's something that is going to happen. So as I'm wrapping up, I want to challenge you all and ask you, if not now, then when? If not us, then who? Can we all please say that together? If not now, then when? If not us, then who? Now, I'll wrap up with a quote that says that the future belongs to those who can imagine it, those who can design it, and those who can execute it. And it isn't something that we have to wait, but something that we have to build. And if we want to see this future happen when Ghana is 100, we need to work together. And that's why I believe that this platform serves as a catalyst to bring us together, to look into the future and build the future that we want together. Thank you. So we have built a robot here, right here in Ghana. We use 3D printers. And one of the research projects we're doing is to convert plastic waste, which is a very big problem, into filaments that can be used to print robotic parts for education. So our robot here, he's called Flexi. And Flexi is a wellness instructor. So I know we sat for too long. Flexi is going to help us do some little stretching. So we're going to start.
I'm Flexi, first flight instructor. I was designed to help you move better, feel better, and stay flexible, no matter your age or fitness level. With Jet below there. I'm Flexi, your personal full body exercise and stretching instructor. I was designed to help you move better, feel better, and stay flexible, no matter your age or fitness level. With gentle, guided movements and real-time feedback, I make stretching simple, safe, and even fun. Whether you're recovering from an injury, sitting at a desk all day, or just want to improve your mobility, I'm here to support you one stretch at a time. I use intelligent sensors and smart routines to tailor each session to your needs. And don't worry, I'll always go at your pace with calm instructions and helpful posture guidance. I was proudly created by UniMind Robotics, a team dedicated to combining human wellness with advanced robotics. Together, let's unlock your body's natural movement, improve your posture, and bring flexibility back into your life. Let's begin. Your stretch journey starts now with Flexi.
Okay, so we'll do just one demonstration. We're going to stretch together with Flexi, please. Can we please be on our feet? So Flexi is going to teach us how to stretch. Because we've sat for too long. Please stretch. So we go with,
together.
We go this way.
To the side. Reach forward.
Can we just do stretch,
and
please?
Twist.
Just stretch.
Great job.
A simple one. This is too complex for beginners.
Wahoo.
Good. So we go this way. We come that way. Then we come down. Can we do the last one?
Time.
We go this way. We come this way. Then we come down. All right. Thank you.
Let's stretch together.
Finally, as we wrap up,
to the side.
Flexi
forward.
at the moment can only move from the abdomen up. Our goal is to be able to get the legs to move in our next iteration and also work on aesthetics. Flexi works 100% offline, so you don't need connectivity. And we intend to advance this for offices. So when you sit for a certain time, Flexi will tell you to pause, stretch, and get back to work. Over there is what we are envisioning to build. Next year will be 10 years. And as we're preparing to celebrate our 10th anniversary of innovation, we want to build something like that. So we're going to have a small demonstration from our big robot over there. Hello, Mr. Robot, if you can hear me, give us some move. A dance move. Can we get some music just for 30 seconds?
When the dust rises, the king's are made. No throne, no road, just a shadow shade. Brick by brick, we're built from pain. Under the streets lights, we carve our name. There was no love. down through endless nights. Street cut out my head, I'm staying real. Every sky survived, every wound will heal. They can't break me, no, they never will. Street cut out my head, I'm made of steel. Street cut out my head, I'm staying real. Every sky survived, every wound will heal. They can't break me, no, they never will. Street cut out my head, I'm made of steel. Concrete whisper stories untold. Dreams are diamonds in the city store.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's official. The street crown for innovation certainly goes to Joshua Pokwajiman and the IoT group. How about a round of applause? Congratulations on such a masterpiece. Here's to celebrating our startups for pushing constantly boundaries of what is possible. We salute you for creating new opportunities and products, services that make our lives better. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, a round of applause. And since Superman could go to Otumfuo during Akwesidai, I believe this robot will go next time. Please. Thank you very much. We ask a very simple question. How does the United Nations come in this equation? Well, over the past few years, the UN has spearheaded numerous interventions by promoting not only solidarity, but sustainability and science in their quest to achieve the SDGs, which aim at also ensuring that all people enjoy peace and prosperity by 2030. We're particularly glad to receive the remarks of the UN resident coordinator delivered to us by the UNDP lead for governance and inclusive growth. Would you please make welcome Mr. Ziad Chudhuri.
Thank you. Obviously, this is not Zia, but this is a representative of Zia. My name is Edward Amperchum. I lead work on governance and growth at UNDP. Standing on all the existing protocols, I bring you very warm greetings from the leadership of United Nations in Ghana, distinguished guests, development partners, private sector leaders, innovators gathered here. It's a great pleasure to join you for the 2025 edition of the Ghana Digital Innovation Week, a flagship platform for collaboration, creativity, and celebration of Ghana's progress in digital transformation. I extend warm appreciation to the organizing secretariat of GDIW, the Minister of Communication, or the Ministry of Communication, Digital Technology and Innovations, and our long-standing partners, the UNDP, UNICEF, UNCDF, UNESCO, for their leadership in advancing Ghana's digital innovation ecosystem. Distinguished guests, the world today is being reshaped by innovation and technology at an unprecedented pace. While digital transformation necessitates us to adopt new tools, it also means that we must rethink how we deliver services, manage government, and leave no one behind in the face of global challenges. Importantly, digitalization has become a powerful accelerator of the Sustainable Development Goals, with the potential to advance progress across nearly 70% of SDG targets. Through improved connectivity, data, and digital solutions, countries can expand access to quality education and healthcare, strengthen climate resilience, and foster financial inclusion, among others. Likewise, Innovation holds the key to unlocking Ghana's potential for inclusive and sustainable development. Improving access of enterprises to digital skills, financial services, and market opportunities is critical for driving sustainability growth in businesses in Ghana. The theme for this year, catalyzing for change, innovation, and digital transformation at the center of Ghana's development agenda, reflects our shared vision that innovation and digitalization must be national enablers, integrated into every sector of our development to accelerate progress towards SDGs and strengthen Ghana. The UN Resident Coordinator's Office plays a central role across the entire UN system. That is why this presentation covers all the work of the entire UN. Our main mandate is to support the UN family in working together towards a common goal aligned with Ghana's national development priorities in the UN Development Cooperation Framework. Facilitating coherence, collaboration, and partnership across the UN, government, private sector, academia, and civil society. The UN SDCF, as I mentioned, consists of three main priorities: inclusive and sustainable economic growth and transformation, accessible, equitable, inclusive, and sustainable quality basic services, and durable peace, security in Ghana and the sub-region. Digital transformation and innovation cut across all priority areas. The UN focuses on increasing the quality and reach of government services, enabling increased productivity, efficiency, and business development, as well as addressing the barriers to learning and improving skills, as well as access to basic services. Within the UN family, several agencies are jointly advancing innovation and digital transformation in partnership with the government of Ghana and development partners. Through a joint program funded by the EU on leveraging digital ecosystems for increased MSMEs productivity, led by UNDP, UNCDF, and UNCTAD, working together with the Ministry of Trade and Industry, the UN supports over 25,000 youth, mainly young men and women-led businesses through digital skills, financial access, and e-commerce development. This partnership seeks to remove barriers such as limited capital and low digital literacy, strengthen Ghana's MSME ecosystem, and promoting investment in the digital economy. Other initiatives by the UN include the University Innovation Port, an initiative to establish a high-tech market space at the University of Ghana to train youth in agri-tech and other verticals. This is in addition to the Young Africa Innovates program of the UNDP that has reached over 12,000 innovators directly. At UNICEF, the UN is supporting Internet of Good Things 2.0. Through this initiative, UNICEF Ghana has launched the upgraded Internet of Good Things platform, offering free access on low-end devices to critical multimedia components or contents on health, education, hygiene, internet safety, and youth services. Within UNESCO, there is the technology-enabled open school systems, which provides devices, connectivity, and digital learning across selected schools. Equally within UNESCO, the UN is promoting Digitalization for Equal Opportunities program, which promotes digital inclusion and economic empowerment for women, particularly those in the rural areas. At a time of exponential pace of digital transformation across our planet, persistent digital divides among and within countries still persist in the way of widespread SDG progress. Wide gaps in digital readiness are also emerging, and these gaps sometimes exacerbate existing inequalities for the most vulnerable.
Because the idea is that it was only in the south, or maybe very much, and I look forward to the 3 days of
deeply committed to overcome these gaps and
disabilities,
support Ghana's
entrepreneurs,
digital
the challenges we face as a continent.
as well as SDG.
So as organization, our core purpose is to explore
improving education and enhancing climate resilience, fostering economic inclusion, to strengthening governance and public service delivery. Moving forward, the focus must be on scaling innovation ecosystems and embed digital public goods in governance, deepening collaboration between government, private sector accelerators, academia, and civic tech innovators, in addition to entrenching digital inclusion in all development strategies. There is need to harness AI for climate resilience, blockchain for transparency, and GovTech for service delivery. Digital transformation must serve people, bridging divides, creating opportunities, and improving lives, while ensuring that no one is left behind, in line with the SDG principle of leaving no one behind. The UN in Ghana will continue to work with the government of Ghana, the GDIW, Secretariat, and all stakeholders to drive inclusive innovation ecosystems.
Because the idea is that it was only in the south, or maybe in Kumasi or Accra.
Sending this message.
In closing, I'll say that digital transformation must
celebrate our chairperson, the Ghana Hubs Network, Mr. Yao Edujemfi. Thank you. Oh, please.
That will improve lives while ensuring that no one.
One may ask, what initiatives have been planned for this year? Well, it falls to my brother Courage Asase, who is the programs officer at Impact Investment Ghana.
We want to say a big thank you to the UN resident coordinator. Please, a round of applause.
Mr. Ziad Shukhari, speaking to us so eloquently through the League for Governance and Inclusive Growth, Dr. Foucault Amperchu. Please, one more time, a round of applause. Thank you for those calls, and most importantly, for highlighting inclusion, quality, and access to digital tools and infrastructure as the world thrives or strives towards meeting the SDGs. Mr. Robot Man, you are causing an obstruction. I'll pay attention. It reminds me of some woman in my church. At somebody's wedding, you think she's the bride. Charlie, I wonder what she'll do at somebody's funeral. She'll want to be the corpse. Lie, lie. But please, a round of applause. It's interesting, robots need man to help. Oh, Charlie. The world no balance. But as the UN is making all these commitments, the question we ask is, what is the government of Ghana doing? Somebody say resetting. Oh, come on, say it like you believe in the government of Ghana. Resetting. That's the spirit. And so the government of Ghana today, through the newly revamped Ministry of Communications, Digital Technology and Innovation, is committed to foundational and strategic shifts in 3 areas. Somebody say legislation, somebody say strategy, and somebody say policy. It is their belief that these 3 steps would set the tone for a more controlled, secure, and sovereign digital future for Ghana, thereby positioning data as a key national asset ready to unleash a digital and innovation climate. Ladies and gentlemen, speaking on behalf of the minister today is the Director of Innovations at the Ministry. Would you please make welcome Mr. Emmanuel Ofori.
Good morning to you all. I also stand on existing protocols. This is not my speech, so I have to make a disclaimer. It's not my speech. I'm making a speech on behalf of my minister, Honorable Samuel Nati George. And so I'll go straight into it. But he would have wished to be here. The team paid a courtesy call on him about this program. He was happy about it because it's supporting what we are doing. We need to celebrate the little achievements that we make. We don't do too well about that as a country, but if we focus on celebrating the little things that we do, it empowers people to do more, and it can transform our country. So I'll go straight to his speech. Good morning. I bring you warm greetings from Honorable Samuel Nati George, would have wished to be here, not for exigencies of work. It is both an honor and a privilege to address you and to warmly welcome all of you to the 2025 Ghana Digital and Innovation Week. The celebration of another edition of Ghana Digital and Innovation Week reaffirms our conviction that the future of Ghana will be written in digital ink, and innovation is the pen with which we will write it. This year's theme, Catalyzing Change, Innovation and Digital Transformation at the center of Ghana's development agenda, is a statement of intent. It reflects our national resolve that in the 21st century can rise on analog or manual foundations. The true wealth of nations today lies not only in natural resources, but in ideas, data, and digital infrastructure. Under the visionary His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, Ghana has renewed its digital ambition, one anchored on inclusion, access, and empowerment. The ministry is at the heart of this agenda. Our goal is simple yet proud: to ensure every Ghanaian benefits from the digital revolution. Over the past months, we have made significant progress toward this vision. At the ministry, we have emphasized building a digitally inclusive economy, ensuring that Ghana participates in the digital revolution as well as lead it. We have toured technology companies across the country, from drone delivery startups in Zoom to agri-tech and fintech innovators, pledging support to train 10,000 young people and expand digital access. Through the 1 Million Coders program, a bold initiative to train 1 million young Ghanaians in industry-aligned digital skills, including artificial intelligence, digital animations, etc., over the next 3 years, in partnership with some corporate firms, including Huawei, MTN, Telecel, Google, etc. We also have a Girls in ICT initiative, an initiative to empower thousands of young women with essential digital skills to close the gender digital divide. We also have a competition for girls called the Miss Geek Ghana competition, which also inspires innovative technology-driven problem solving among adolescent girls. As we speak, we have our Miss Geek Ghana competing with other African countries in Guinea. There were about 16 of them which went through a cohort, and out of it, 3 were selected. Ghana was one of them. But Ghana is the one also holding the crown, and so we hope to maintain the crown, hopefully. Across the country, we are also supporting tech hubs, innovation labs, and accelerators, ensuring that digital opportunity reaches every region. One of the most ambitious projects is the Ghana UAE Tech and Innovation Hub in Dawa, a 1 billion investment covering 25 square kilometers, spearheaded by the UAE Ports, Customs and Free Zone Corporation. This initiative will attract over 11,000 global companies, including Google, Apple, Microsoft, Meta, IBM, and Oracle alongside homegrown African innovators. This hub will serve as a magnet for innovation, catalyst for trade, and a beacon of opportunity. Phase 1 begins in 2026 and is expected to be completed by the end of 2027. To reinforce these efforts, government is fast-tracking the Innovation and Startup Bill. We have completed our national validation process. We are preparing our cabinet memo for approval. Then we go through the process through the Attorney General and to Parliament for passage. To reinforce these efforts, Ghana has also developed a national artificial intelligence strategy, which balances innovation with responsibility and inclusion. This comprehensive strategy is awaiting cabinet approval to facilitate smooth implementation. With this one also, we have done a ministerial bootcamp to engage whole of government to adopt AI, and we have identified key focal points in all ministries. Each ministry is supposed to develop their KPIs and strategies to start implementation in 2026. We want to promote adoption and not regulation, so that we can use the tool to be able to facilitate our implementation to be effective. Additionally, the ministry is also reviewing our 15 new ICT bills and establishing regulatory sandboxes to enable innovators to test emerging technologies safely. At the Mobest Africa Tech Expo and Innovation Conference, we laid out a digital agenda built on 4 pillars: innovation, infrastructure, inclusion, and impact. I am also humbled to have been recognized as Public Sector Digital Leader of the Year at the 14th Digital Innovation Awards 2025, an honor that reflects our shared national commitment to progress. These milestones represent not just statistics, but stories of transformation, lives improved, time saved, and trust built. But progress alone is not victory. Our challenge now is to move from isolated successes to a cohesive ecosystem of innovation that touches every sector and benefits every Ghanaian. The journey cannot be walked by the ministry alone. Partnerships are the lifeblood of transformation. We are partnering our agency, Kofi Annan, to develop curriculum to expand training at scale. We continue to deepen collaboration with our partners and our agencies in implementing our initiatives. Digitalization is not about machines. It is about people. I was just having a conversation with my colleague sitting by me, and I said that our problem is our mindset, not money. If we are able to change our mindset, we'll be able to move our country forward. And it starts with all of us. So, as we are here talking about this, let's focus on how each individual can transform their mindset to contribute to our development. And if you are able to do that, we will see real progress. Digitalization is about empowering the young coder in Tamale. We saw that the innovation went to Tamale. The innovator in Kuforidia, in Kumasi. If we can spark one idea in every district, we can spark a national transformation. So today, I challenge all of us gathered here, let Ghana Digital Innovation Week be more than an event. We all took a commitment. Let it be a movement that shifts us from conversation to co-creation, from policy to practice, and from aspiration to action. Together, we can catalyze change. Together, we can fuel innovation. And together, under the leadership of His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, we can make digital transformation the heartbeat of Ghana's development agenda. I thank you.
wise words of the Honorable Sam Nete George, MP for Nigo Pram Pram, and Ghana's Minister for Communication, Digital Technology and Innovation. Please, one more time. And thank you very much, Mr. Emmanuel Ofori, the Head or Director of Innovations, for articulating so well the Minister's message to us. Please extend to him our warm delight and our appreciation for all that he does for our space, especially DSTV. Please. Hey, if you don't clap, you go up. Gradually, we're coming to finality on understanding our theme for today, which is simple. What's our theme? How many of you remember? Let's say it together, please. Oh, I can't hear you. So we've heard from our partners, we've heard from the UN, we've heard from the ministry. Now we get to hear from a very important stakeholder, those who have the money. Thanks to the Venture Capital Trust Fund. Ladies and gentlemen, the CEO will give meaning to our theme. Welcome, Mr. Michael Abe.
Good morning. Oh, sorry. Yes, it's morning. Before I begin, I think it is important to let Joshua from RET know that venture capital would want to officially register to be the first office to patronize Flexi when Flexi begins to fully roll out. Good morning, distinguished guests, partners in innovation, ecosystem enablers, and friends of Ghana's digital future. I deem this an honest privilege to speak to you today at the Ghana Digital Innovation Week, a landmark gathering that celebrates progress, collaboration, and the limitless potential of Ghana's digital transformation journey. I wish first to acknowledge the organizers of GDIW, Impact Investing Ghana, the Ghana House Network, and the National Entrepreneurship and Innovation Program. And of course, together with our partners in government, academia, development institutions, and the private sector, for co-creating this important platform for dialogue, learning, and action within Ghana's digital innovation ecosystem. Ladies and gentlemen, every second the world evolves, fueled by the rapidly evolving transformative power of technological innovation. And here in Ghana, we see that transformation every day in the creativity of our young entrepreneurs, the rise of digital startups, and the way innovation is reshaping how businesses and public institutions operate. And these innovations reveal the master fingerprints, as we've seen this morning, of our hardworking innovators gathered here in this room today. There is no iota of doubt that this gathering represents Ghana's, again, future and that of Africa. A gathering that does not only celebrate successes, but fundamentally redefines the next big wave in technological innovation, scale, impact, and sustainability for many years to come. The Venture Capital Trust Fund believes in this shared future. For the past 2 decades, the Trust Fund has unlocked growth and opportunity through the provision of catalytic and risk capital for startups and businesses anchored on trusted partnerships and innovation. Friends, as you may be aware, the Venture Capital Trust Fund has been designated by His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama, as a key implementing partner of the government's 24-hour economy strategy. In collaboration with the 24-hour economy secretariat, we are already working to establish a fund that would provide the necessary patient capital to businesses seeking to leverage opportunities under the policy. And I can assure you that the digital innovation and infrastructure will feature prominently in our strategies and policy design. As a significant and strategic enabler of Ghana's digital future, we agree with our innovators and entrepreneurs gathered here that operational excellence today must be driven by digital transformation, not just as a, but as a culture that shapes how we work, invest, and impact communities. Friends, as part of the ongoing strategic reforms and operational enhancement at the Venture Capital Trust Fund, with emphasized priority on domestic capital mobilization, we are leveraging our expertise and understanding of both the opportunities and challenges of building digital businesses in Ghana to assist us de-risk your innovations, connect you with emerging fund managers who understand your business models, and ensure that Ghanaian digital solutions scale to meet Ghanaian challenges. This commitment is clearly reflected in our investment strategy under the Technological Innovation Fund of the Ghana Digital Acceleration Project, a World Bank-supported initiative being implemented in partnership with the Ministry of Communications, Digital Technology, and Innovation. The fund, which is scheduled for launch in 2026 next year, will provide specialized finance to support early-stage digital enterprises and climate-smart innovations across the country. Again, with our 1-to-5 leverage ratio, meaning for every 1 Ghana cedis we invest, we mobilize 5 Ghana cedis in additional funding. We have initiated business collaboration discussions and deals with actors in Ghana's pensions and insurance industry for increased investments. Also, under our responsibility to grow campaign, we have commenced engagements with corporate Ghana on the establishment of an ESG fund to support and grow ESG compliant businesses, as well as technology and innovation startups whose operations are central to realizing the ESG imperatives and the Sustainable Development Goals. We are of the firm conviction that mobilizing domestic capital will not only deepen our financial ecosystem, ensure that the returns of Ghana's digital economy remain in Ghana. But of course, while at the table of conversations exploring further domestic capital opportunities to power Ghana's digital future, we must be guided. And I'm happy Johanna mentioned this, and one of the speakers as well. And it must not be lost on us that this transformation leaves no one behind. Our women, our fellow Ghanaians living with disability, and underserved communities must all have access to the digital tools and opportunities shaping Ghana's future. At Venture Capital Trust Fund, we place strong emphasis on inclusivity as a core principle and a key criterion in selecting services and evaluating competing investment opportunities. And have already begun channeling capital into promising enterprises owned or led by women. I take this opportunity to encourage fellow institutional investors and capital providers to follow this example so that access to capital in our country becomes truly inclusive. Finally, as we share insights and build connections this week, let us renew our commitment to collaboration, creativity, and purpose. Let us co-create the bold solutions that will position Ghana at the forefront of Africa's digital revolution as we continue shaping a future where technology together to create opportunity for every Ghanaian. I thank you for your audience and wish everybody here a very inspiring Ghana Digital and Innovation Week. Most grateful.
And he has, with purpose and conviction, as the Member of Parliament for the Venture Capital Trust Fund. Please put your hands together for the CEO, Mr. Michael Abbey. Wow, those are powerful words, but I'm touched by your commitment also to our quest. You've been hearing a theme ringing through all the conversations, leaving no one behind. We mean this, and that's why we want to demonstrate it to you in practical terms. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the dramatic arts as they showcase to you digital innovation.
Ilangalia puma ngase matafeni izwila magugu lishaya imoyeni zihamba njengabazalwane ngothando olungapheliyo ngibuyela kini ngaphansi kwezintaba ngobukhona bakho. Ngibuyela kini ngaphansi kwezintaba ngobukhona bakho.
At play. Please put your hands together for the dramatic arts once again. Wow. And although we may look like 800 or 1,000 here, the true size of today's audience, ladies and gentlemen, is reflected in our friends joining us online on Facebook and on YouTube. Let's hear it up for them with a resounding round of applause. And so if you're joining us on Facebook or on LinkedIn, we want to welcome you to the GDIW 2025 right here at the Accra International Conference Center. We're here talking about a very important aspect of our economy. We're here, ladies and gentlemen, dwelling on innovation and digital transformation at the center of Ghana's development agenda. Just gone by were a few remarks from some of our stakeholders. I just want to engage you, our audience, on your expectations as we bring finality to the theme that we're reflecting on. Senior, your name, your organization, and your observations so far.
I'm James Amokranchi, a technical advisor from GIZ. So far, I've been impressed with the presentation. The first presenter with the robotics, they've made so much strides, and I'm looking forward to interacting with similar participants with similar ambitions to gauge the scope and see how far we can take this.
Nice one. What have you heard and what haven't you heard? And what do you expect to hear, Madam?
Hey, my name is Angela Arthur. I'm expecting more. I'm expecting to know more about innovation and digital transformation. This is my first time this year. Yeah. So that's my expectation. Thank you.
Lovely. Are there any students from SHS? Secondary schools? Where are they? Oh, please, a wave. Let's see you. Nice one. Which school? There's only one school in Ghana right now, Mauli School at 75. Charlie, we take all. Which school? Laboni. What have you learned so far? Share with us.
Please, I'm Kumsin Sylvester, and I've learned how AI and artificial intelligence is going to help the world so far. Yeah. I'm expecting more, and I'm here to learn more too. Yeah.
Wow, they're expecting more. Let me take my last two from this angle. From all the things that have been said, tell me what you want to hear in this conversation that's coming up on our theme. Hello, sir.
Thank you very much. I want to see how innovation and technology can be used to move Ghana to the next level. That's before 2057, as was said earlier on. Thank you very much. I'm head of IT at the Fisheries Commission.
Right. So we take the last one from the front, and then we delve into our conversation. Hello, Mom. Share with us what have been your observations and what do you expect from the coming session.
Thank you. My name is Soindrila Das. I am the co-founder and CEO of G Clinics. We're actually based out of Ireland, and we are launching in Ghana. So this is my first time in GDIW. Super excited for all the speakers and really learn about the Ghanaian ecosystem and see how we can catalyze this revolution from our side. We are building in digital health, and we really hope to make an impact for the Ghanaian healthcare system and the ecosystem overall.
A round of applause for all our contributors thus far. Somebody say 24-hour economy. Oh, please say it with conviction. 24-hour economy. How does it fit into this theme that we're reflecting on? Today, we are pleased to be joined by a senior colleague of ours from this office. With joy in our hearts, we receive the Director and Head of Partnerships and Markets at the 24-Hour Economy and Accelerated Export Development Secretariat, who is speaking to us on behalf of the Presidential Advisor on the 24-Hour Economy, Mr. Gusi Tano. Would you please make welcome to deliver the keynote, yours and mine, Dr. Ishmael Dodu.
Wow. But you all look very intimidated, or rather intimidating. So please, if you could humbly help me to be less intimidating or feel less intimidated by giving me a smile or clap for me. Representative of the Minister of Communication, Technology and Digital Transformation, the hosts of this fabulous initiative, the Digital Innovation Week, development partners who are gathered here, GIZ, FCDO representatives and German government representative, UNDP and the senior colleagues from government, my colleagues from the 24-Hour Economy Secretariat, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed. We're still in the morning, so good morning. First of all, let me commend the host for the 5th anniversary edition of the Ghana Digital Innovation Week. This is no mean achievement, and I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. The theme for this year's Innovation Week, Catalyzing for Change, Innovation and Digital Transformation at the center of Ghana's development agenda, is very befitting and it has come at an epochal moment in the history of economic transformation in this nation. Let me begin with a simple thought. Somewhere right now, in Nairobi, in Bangalore, and in Accra, a young person is earning income while the world sleeps. They are coding, they're designing, they're trading, or delivering services online. All of these are powered through digital transformation. So this is our vision, that soon, right here in Ghana, that same spirit which I just described a moment ago would drive a new economic dispensation for this nation, our economy. Ladies and gentlemen and compatriots, imagine a Ghana where it's no matter whether it is 10 p.m. or 10 a.m. A Ghana where within the spheres of time, opportunities are open, jobs are being created, they are made available, innovation never pauses, and that is the Ghana that we are all working to build within this 24 economy. Therefore, in this visionary movement and agenda that we have offered as part of the resetting agenda, you are the future that will drive it. And you are the leaders that would uptake it. You are the creative force, you are the digital generation, you are the heartbeat of the 24 economy ambition. Today, over 57% of Ghana's population is under the age of 25. That's more than half our nation's energy, more than half our nation's ideas, more than half the accumulation of our nation's potential. So if we want an economy that works 24 hours a day, it will depend on you, the young entrepreneurs, the coders, the designers, the innovators, the Joshuas that we just saw, and the dreamers who can turn technology into solutions for our livelihood, for our wealth creation, and for prosperity. So let's break these thoughts down. The 24 economy is about keeping Ghana productive, very highly productive, around the clock. It's about more jobs, more markets, more opportunities. It's about a vast derivative of products that can possibly emerge from into the regional market and to the global market. But none of that works without digital transformation, as we've seen. So because in order for us to run such an ambitious economy that never sleeps, we'll need, for example, mobile money and e-payments so that businesses can operate anytime. We will need digital marketplaces where Ghanaian made in Ghana products can be sold day and night to an effective, coordinated, well-structured market economy. We will need an online education and finance platforms for young people to work globally, to create, to innovate, to build systems that can go to the marketplace and drive an economy. We will need smart security systems, smart transportation systems, energy systems that make the night economy run safe, efficient, proficient, and smart. Therefore, digitization is the backbone. Without the 24-hour economy, without it, the 24-hour economy is just a dream. With it, the 24-hour economy becomes a dream, an ambition that is unstoppable. So let's talk some facts that will inspire us. According to a 2025 GSMA African Digital Transformation Report, the digital transformation could add over 40 billion Ghana cedis to Ghana's economy by 2029 in just 5 years. It's projected to create about 440,000 new jobs, especially for the youth. Most of you are gathered here. And across Africa, the digital economy will reach 5.2% of GDP by end of this year, 2025. That's trillions of dollars of value being created online. And the digital payment market on the continent of Africa is expected to hit a whopping $1.5 trillion by 2050. This is not just data. It's a signal, it's an inspiration, it's a call to action, it's an inspirational idea that should catalyze and underpin this movement. So the future of work is unambiguously digital. The timing of work is 24 hours. And 24 hours is the currency that will drive your work. You make what you get, and you get what you make within the 24-hour economy. And it is the generation, your generation, that is actually to lead this vision. So what does it mean for you seated here right now? What does it mean for your ideas and what has brought you here? We're hoping that you can start a digital business from your bedroom and serve customers worldwide. We are dreaming that you can learn new skills, acquire them, inculcate, hone them, develop them, and these could be skills that will help you to drive things online at midnight, and you can get hired at dawn, irrespective of when you really wish to work. We hope that you become your own boss. You set the times that you work, you decide how much you want to make and how much value you want to create and how much wealth you want to build. We aspire that you can partner with others to build apps, logistics services, create startups that run 24/7. We hope that you can earn, innovate, and lead without being limited by time or by your geolocation, whether in Pualugu or you're in Greater Accra. You should be able to do it. So the 24-hour economy secretariat, through our Aspire 24 program, we're going to work with this ecosystem to ensure digital infrastructure will support the night operations, to ensure there are safe spaces and lighting make urban areas vibrant at night. We will work with the ministries, department agencies, and government machinery to bring about progressive regulatory reforms that will make it easier for businesses to operate across shifts. And digital tools will also make sure that there are presence of digital tools and training that will help young people seize new opportunities. Through our readiness program, we are building partnerships with technology hubs, universities, startups, innovators, with all the hosts that are here, and some of you may have to join, to ensure that when the night economy comes alive, or when we drive the 24/7 economy, that young people are the ones that are ready to lead it, to own it, to continue to innovate and build it and make it their own. To the extent that within the next decade, all billionaires would have emerged from out of these ecosystems. That if we're able to expand our GDP from $80 billion to over $300 billion, that 80% of that GDP will be owned by all of you that are sitting here. So don't wait for this opportunity. The future is here. You must create it. Don't fear the night. Light it up with your innovation. Don't see digital tools as entertainment tools. See them as empowerment tools. And if we combine your creativity with a digital transformation and we align it with the 24-hour economy strategy, then Ghana can truly become a nation that works, trades, and thrives around the clock. This is not just a policy that we're sharing with you. It is a future for you to own. Let's make this our mission. Let a movement to own the wealth of the 24-hour economy start from here. Let's build a Ghana where talent never sleeps, where opportunity never closes, and where success has no curfew. Together, let's power this ambitious 24-hour economy an economy that projects us to the 2057 Ghana that Joshua and the team just shared with us, a future where everything thrives, where made in Ghana products are well sought after, a future where there are several billionaires in dollars who own an ambitious multi-billion-dollar economy, a future where we produce to 425 million population, a future where Ghana is 50 million population, of which the additional 20 million from now will be extremely intelligent, creative, and they are powering an unambiguous and uncomparable Ghana. A future which is not just about machines and data, but with the boundless energy of the teeming Ghanaian youth that we do have here. May your dreams and your work shine 24 hours a day. I am personally proud of you, and I'm looking forward to seeing all of you becoming the captains of industry that drive our digital economy. God bless Ghana. God bless our homeland. Make our nation greater, more innovative, stronger, and powerful. Thank you.
One more time, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Gusitano, Presidential Advisor on the 24-hour economy, speaking to us through his faithful lieutenant, the Director and Head of Partnerships and Markets at the Secretariat, Dr. Ishmael Dodo. Please, a round of applause for him too. What Doc has done is to just give us a world of possibilities. Man, should we unpack them? Please, should we unpack the possibilities? Then please, welcome to join me here, Mr. Emmanuel Ofori, Mr. Darlington Akogo, Ms. Winifred Cotin, and the moderator, Venture Builder and CEO Africa, ladies and gentlemen, Rhoda Love Abba Beidou. A round of applause as they come up. Madam Moderator and your panelists, you have 30 minutes. Your time starts now.
Hello, everyone. So my name is Rudalav Ababedu, and I've already been introduced, so I'm just going to set the ball rolling. I am so elated to be the moderator for the first panel discussion for GDIW 2025. It's a privilege to be here. So we're going to move on. I'm going to sit down, and we're going to set the ball rolling as soon as possible. Thank you so much. All right, so we already know that the theme for today, the issues around digital transformation, and it's going to be a very insightful conversation that we are going to have. And so we're going to introduce our panelists. We need to get to know them, connect with them, and then understand how they think. Yes, so we're going to, right beside me, we're going to introduce.
Hello. So my name is Emmanuel Ofori. I'm the Director Innovations at the Ministry of Communication, Digital Technology and Innovations. Thank you.
Thank you so much. A round of applause, please. Let's appreciate our panelists. Thank you so much. So, yeah.
Hello, good morning. I'm Winifred Cotin, a technology and innovations consultant and founder of Eagle Innovations.
And lastly, we have...
Yes, I'm Darlington Akogo, founder, CEO of Mino Health AI Labs, Kara Agro AI, as well as Ranmila AI Institute.
Amazing. So we're going to have a conversation, and we already know the theme. It's basically about driving digital transformation. So what is this session really about? We're going to touch about three important aspects of digital transformation. First, of course, harboring partnerships, collaborations, because that's so important to drive a digital scale up. And also, we're going to talk about the AI policies and regulations that would guide technology. We cannot talk about technology without talking about policies that should guide it. And lastly, you're going to talk about measures that will drive such policies, measures that will drive the development of Ghana when it comes to the digital transformation. So we already heard you, Mr. Emmanuel Fori, earlier on when you presented about initiatives that were driving digital transformation that the government is already working on to drive digital information. Now, you mentioned one about 1 million coders, and that was so interesting. And I believe that we're all interested about that. Now, we want you to throw more light on the 1 million coders initiative and even others. It's your conversation. So, yeah.
All right, thank you so much. So I'll situate my comments in context.
Okay.
So we are talking about digital transformation. And if you look at what we have done in the past and where we are, we need to assess our current needs and what our future expectations are with respect to technology. So one of the ways that we can do that is to have policies that speak to that, to guide us in this transformational journey. And so in all this conversation, I think one of the speakers highlighted that today, data is very important. In the past, we didn't see it that way. Today, we cannot just give our data away because we can monetize it. But we need to have a way of making our data useful. And the only way we can make our data useful is to have standards when it comes to the data that we generate in this country to make it a resource to support us, as others have done. So one of the legislative instruments that we are developing is Data Harmonization Act. So I'll just give one example.
Right.
When it comes to date, normal date, some write it day, month, year. Others also write month, day, year. And they feel it's okay. But that is not okay. So even with dates, if we don't standardize it, what it means is that because you are writing month, day, year, and I'm writing day, month, year, when I am communicating with you and sending data to you, the system will detect that it's an error. Just this simple thing. And also what data we can share, what we cannot share, what we can save outside, what we cannot save. We need guidelines on that. But once the policy is done, you need people. They are the critical component of our transformation. And anytime you speak to people who wants to come and bring businesses here for our youth, they ask of skill sets. And when they ask for the skill sets they need, you realize we don't have it. We don't have it. We have people, but they don't have the skill set required. And so that is what 1 million coders is trying to address. So that we'll have a talent pool with industry-aligned skills, such that if Google wants to settle here and is looking for 5,000 people on some specific skills, we can find it. And then they can recruit them, and then they can add value. So this is what we are doing to ensure that everybody benefits from this initiative. And as a country, we will be able to compete.
Right, everyone benefiting. Yes, please, let's give an applause. Yeah, because like everyone benefiting from an initiative is basically what the government is about. Now, let's just interject a bit. You mentioned something about partnerships, and I want this conversation is going to be a conversation. I believe you know what I mean. It's not going to be. Would want to include the public, the audience, I mean, so that we all have things we want to share. We all have submissions that we believe that would make this conversation a conversation. So I was basically talking about partnerships. How does a government plan on utilizing such partnership or fostering such partnership so that it can scale up our digital initiatives? Yeah.
Fine. So we are in a global world. We cannot journey alone. Yes. You need help. You need people who have done it before. You need experiences to be shared. And so in this room, even for this program, we have our development partners here. They have tons of experiences that they can share with us. So in terms of partnership, we need others from other jurisdictions to support us. We also need partnership for local organizations or institutions that operate in our ecosystem or in our country. So we are doing some projects through partnership with MTN. And what we are doing is that they are constructing an innovation hub for us at the Accra Digital Center. The whole idea is to create an environment where we can incubate people to innovate and to do things that's supported by the government. We also have one partnership we are doing with University of Ghana. It's called Digital Youth Village. And this project is going to have what we call 5 verticals or sectors. So agric, finance, education, health, and then retail. And so once we are able to get this ready, all those who have innovation ideas, they want support, places where they can grow their ideas. We are creating these platforms to support them. And then not only create the idea, create a pipeline where we can grow that business to become something that can also employ others. So this is what we are doing within the partnership space with the help that we are getting with government support as well.
Right. So this is a place you'd want to be if you have ideas that you believe that would need the support of government to actually establish them. So I am very excited about this, and I believe you are too. Now, we cannot talk about digital inclusion without talking about the policies that would guide them. So we're going to now call upon Mr. Darlington to let us know, because he's been on a lot of shows, a lot of talks where he's discussed AI policies, right? Yes, he's nodding, yes. And so AI policies and all that has got to do with regulating these issues. So, Mr. Darlington, over to you. What do you really think, how can we connect this digital transformation that we so much seek to see with complying by AI policies and not breaching it in any way?
Yeah, so when you talk about governance as a whole, there's different aspects to it, right? So you mentioned a couple of things. Policies, regulations, they all serve different purposes, even though they are all interconnected as governance. The good thing is that we have Ghana's national AI strategy, which is under the jurisdiction of Mr. Fori. And so I served as the co-lead working with Prof. Bonyo from KNUST, and then we just recently completed everything. So all things, I'm sure very soon it will be officially announced and everything. So we are on the right track, right? We need to define our own taste for where we want to strike the balance when it comes to AI governance. What do I mean? So there's the European approach, and of course, we have some European partners here. It's a good thing I'm not from government, so the expectation of diplomacy from me is very low. So I would take advantage fully of that. But Europe does an amazing job. Unfortunately, when it comes to AI, their positioning with the EU AI Act makes it a bit very tough for innovators to do what they need to do, right, compared to other markets. And so when we're creating our national AI strategy, those are some of the things we were looking at. Do you want to take a more restrictive, hardcore regulatory environment, or do you want to create something like in America right now? It's kind of the Wild West. It's not very clear what is the regulatory framework they're using. Different states are going in different directions. Then you also have China on another end. So we wanted to define our own balance, our own context based on where we see ourselves and where we want to get to.
Right.
So we created frameworks that will allow us to achieve the goals, the digital goals that have been shared all over, but also learning from, say, the EU on the ethics. So what are some measures in place so that people are not abusing AI? But at the same time, how do you make sure that the regulations, or how do you make sure that the policies are facilitating innovation and not hindering it? So we have several pillars, about 8 of them in there. And so once we implement those, we are right on track. And even the 1 million coders initiative is already an implementation that is coming out of that.
Amazing. I personally know that when it comes to AI, there are specific regulations for the agricultural and the health sector. It comes with more, should I say strict? But then I know you get what I mean. So how do we deal with all of these so that it doesn't get out of hand? Because AI came to make life easier, but we do hear publicities where they say AI is not safe, AI is dangerous. We as a country are in a place where we are fast-paced towards digital transformation, and we cannot do without AI. So how do we address it?
Yeah, so it's a bit sector specific, right? So for example, we have partnership with GIZ on a project called CADI AI. So CADI AI, what we do is that we've developed an AI system that works with drones, where you can fly the drone and it will pinpoint exactly where diseases and pests are on cashew farms, right? Now, what is the regulatory requirement around implementing such AI system? It's quite open. The only thing is data protection laws. So we make sure that personal identifiable informations are not captured in there. So for example, we don't fly the drone over people's homes if they are close to the farm. You restrict it so that the drone only flies over the farm without anyone's personal life, privacy being jeopardized. Those are the measures that you have to put in place. So data protection laws, if you are an innovator in here and you want to build, just go through the data protection laws. The good thing is that we now have AI systems. You have chatbots. I won't recommend ChatGPT, I recommend mine, Moremi. So just ask it to give you a breakdown, a summary of Ghana's data protection laws. You see things like right to access, right to deletion. Just build in accordance with this. Now, you mentioned healthcare, which is another sector we work in. Healthcare is very different because the difference is that if I fly a drone over a farm and then my AI system says there's a disease on this leaf and the farmer goes to verify, if they cut off that leaf, the implications are minimal compared to if I say, there's a disease on your arm and they cut off your arm. That's a whole different ballgame, right? So because healthcare now interfaces with human lives, errors can be very costly. So for that, you should be looking at FDA's requirements. So they have what they call software as a medical device. These are the guidelines that you have to follow. We actually went through them and got pre-authorization, which essentially you can call certification, but that's not the correct term. Making it so our AI system was the first in Africa to get health regulatory authorization.
That actually connects me to the ending note for this particular issue, where we are talking about positioning Ghana as not just one that respects AI policies, but is a leading when it comes to implementation. So thank you for connecting that. That was really amazing. Thank you so much. Now to our beautiful Madam Winifred Cotin, who is a technology and innovation expert. So we're going to do more of generic conversations where we would want you, or I would want you, since I'm the one speaking, to basically discuss or let us know how we can connect the digital transformation that we are seeing to scale in the aspect of business development or in the aspect of the business ecosystem. We want to know how we can correlate so that we are scaling digitally and also it is impacting our economics. Yeah.
Thank you so much for that packed question. I think I'm very excited to wear the shoes of Chief Digital Transformation Officer on this panel. I think when we look at where we've come from, the progress we've made, we've been able to touch on our infrastructure-related needs around connectivity. We've been able to, and we are currently tackling skills and talent development.
Right.
The next we should be doing in terms of digital transformation for economic acceleration and growth, is around venture and enterprise development. So far, we are training, we have a lot of existing rails like connectivity, we have payments which have been established. But what we now need is to enable the innovators we see here today and the innovators on our campuses and those who are still dreaming of creating solutions of impact to be successful and to scale them. And I think three major areas I would want us to touch on. So enterprises that are solving specific socioeconomic challenges like agriculture, like healthcare, and then enterprises that are creating direct jobs and indirect jobs. So for instance, platform businesses, if we take a look at Uber, Airbnb, Ali, Express, and the rest, we realize that these are digital platform businesses that enable direct jobs within their nations and then also for export. So can we be deliberate about how we enable ventures to be built in Ghana so that innovation is not just solving specific problems locally,
Right.
but we are creating jobs and also extending it. I think, and then the last is funding and capital. Today, we see the venture trust fund as the only enabler of funding. Can we open it up so that just as we have many banks in the country, we should have several capital stakeholders providing the needed support for venture development?
That is really true. I totally agree that there should be a lot of capital trust around because there's a lot of youth that have so many ideas and they are so passionate about scaling impact. And with this development, it would really help in accelerating the business growth. And this is what we look forward to in the coming years. So we have actually gotten to the point of action. When I say action, what do I really mean by that? What I mean is we, in these meetings, this is where we have to ignite action, then action mind, where we have spoken about what the policies are, what the initiatives are, but what we really, really, really need to do, what is that thing that would shift our focus and then make us more geared towards what we really look forward to achieve. And I don't mean to speak so long, but yes, Mr. Emmanuel, what would you say is personally to you is a key action? And a minute, we would open the floor soon for our beautiful audience to also share what they think could be the action, or what is the action? What are you passionate about, and what do you think you can contribute? What's it's to be done? So this is the action part of the conversation, Mr. Emmanuel.
Yeah, so I have three areas. One is effective coordination across sectors. So this journey cannot be done by one person alone. We need to coordinate effectively to achieve success. The other is continuous capacity building. So we need to build ourselves. And in the speech I read, I said the most important thing is the change of our mindset. If we are able to do that, we can put the resources to good use to benefit us. And the last is digital policy coherence and alignment with globally adopted protocols. So we can't live in a silo, we live in a community. So whatever we are doing, as Darlington was saying, we need to learn from others, but whatever you are doing should also align with others so we can move together to achieve something.
Right. So those were actions. Okay, please, we can do actions as well. Let's give it up for Mr. Emmanuel. Yes. Now we move on to Madam Winifred. What do you think is the move from here?
I think for me, I'm very critical on matching innovation capabilities to problem solving. So there should be specific economic blockers that are solved because we are innovative. Which digital transformation, innovation, and skills development shouldn't be different from the problems we have.
Right.
When we have digital skills, they should be able to solve specific problems so that as we grow and develop with our digital transformation, we reduce the problems we have and then accelerate our economic growth.
Reduce the problems we have and accelerate economic growth. This is an action point. Thank you so much. And also we move on to Mr. Darlington. Let us know your action point.
Yeah, so it's for me is we need to develop a sense of urgency, right? There's a philosophy I'm trying to push. I call it Afro-accelerationism. I think our problem, especially in Ghana, is not that we don't know the solution or we don't have the ideas. It's the sense of urgency in implementing them. So a number of things have been discussed here. A number of partnerships are required to achieve them. We all need to put in the effort. Instead of thinking we have 5, 10, 20 years to do it, let's rather look at it that the world is moving so fast and we have months to make some of these key moves. Yeah.
Great. I want to know, do we have some 2 minutes more to, to basically connect to the audience, so that we hear what they also have to say about the action point. So please show by hands and let us know what you would want to say, because I believe there's a lot we have discussed and there's a lot of things that we would want to say. So the floor is open. So I see a hand behind. Okay, so do we crunch it down or not? Okay. Yeah. We'll just take that. Yes, great. Okay. Let's hear your action point, sir. Okay. Right.
I'm a transformation advisor. So when he made mention about changing our mindset, I felt that is so much important because when we talk about mindset, usually it seems like it's usually ambiguous when we talk about mindset. What are we really talking about? But I came to a realization that the mindset we are talking about has to do with our identity, how we see ourselves.
Right.
And then this identity has to do with the way we think, our emotions, and our values. So when we talk about mindset, I think when we give that framework as to how people could change themselves, that would really help us. But it seems like one aspect of our identity is we Africans see ourselves as being in the survival mindset rather than being in the sovereign mindset. So always we have that thought of depending on others rather than, as one also said, that we should have that need for urgency. We rather wait until we are told. So usually because of our dependency on other nations, it seems like we are always waiting for aid. Even the trillion of aid that comes to Africa, we are still within the same, status quo. So imagine if we are able to understand ourselves and understand that we could be like those in any other nations, then that is when we can think about conscious leaders, conscious advisors, and conscious creators. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I do appreciate the emotions that was said with that. Thank you so much for your submission. At this point and on this note, we do bring our conversation to a close. Okay, there's one last hand up. I'm so sorry, Mr. MC.
We will have to do that.
Would have to do that. Okay.
So you wrap up.
Yes, let me wrap up. So thank you so much, our panelists. It's been such an insightful session, and we believe that this was really, really impactful. This is where we bring our conversation to an end, and please, let's give it up for our panelists. They've been so informative.
Mr. Emmanuel Ofori, Mr. Darlington Akogo, Ms. Winifred Kutin, and the moderator, Rhoda Love Abba Bedu, venture builder for CU Africa. Round of applause for them. And so gradually we're coming to a close for this opening ceremony. Where do we go from here? The days ahead, what would it include? It's my pleasure to invite, ladies and gentlemen, yours and mine, Doreen Aglago Kofi, to take us through that journey. A round of applause as she comes.
Hi, everyone. I was trying to avoid the stage, but Jerry got me here. So thanks so much for making the time today. But the program doesn't end here. This only opens up the 3-day ceremony. We have an array of activities going to happen from here. right after lunch, we're going to be having breakout sessions. So we have 5 breakout rooms in total, 2 on the extreme ends. We have 1 on the extreme end on my left-hand side and 2 upstairs. But please look up the screen. You'll be seeing the sessions and the rooms they're going to be in. We've moved 2 session rooms actually. One is going to be at the first floor. So when you step out on my left-hand side, you move upstairs, we'll have 1 breakout room there. And then you move on to the next floor, second floor, we have another breakout room there as well. But you don't have to worry, we'll be having the information on the screens for you to be able to follow through. Also, to find time to pass by the exhibition booths. The exhibition booths are on this side and that side. And also, we're having food vendors around. So if you are hungry, you don't have to step out. Everything is here for your convenience. Just walk around, meet someone, talk to someone, attend sessions and exhibitions. And again, thank you so much for coming today.
And so all is set now for us to officially launch GDIW. As a matter of fact, declare it open, not launched. So please welcome our guests as they take their place here. A round of applause for Mr. Emmanuel Ofori, representing the Minister, Dr. Ishmael Dodu, representing the Presidential Advisor on the 24-hour economy. Make welcome Madame Johanna Klotz, Head of Development Cooperation, German Embassy, Mr. Michael Abe, CEO of Venture Capital, Mr. Edward Foucault Amprechum, Doctor, I beg your pardon, Governance and Inclusive Growth Lead at UNDP, Madame Amalate, CEO, Impact Investing Ghana, Mr. Yao Edujemfi, Chairperson, Ghana Hubs Network, Wilhelm Hugo, Cluster Coordinator, GIZ Ghana, Mr. David Roberts, Head of Project GIZ Ghana, Mr. Emmanuel Mumuni, Program Component D, GIZ, and Director, Innovation and Research, Caspar Kampoli. 1, 2. And so, Honorable Minister, it falls to you to pretend to be Sam George and officially declare the 2025 edition of the GDIW duly open.
All right, this is a simple job. So, on behalf of my colleagues and all of you, I wish to declare the Ghana Digital Innovation Week for 2025 duly opened.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's official. GDIW 2025 is duly open. For the next few days, ours will be insightful sessions on innovating, collaborating, and elevating conversations toward shaping a future of endless potential for the digital economy of Ghana. Put your hands together one more time. To this end, we want to thank you ever so much for coming. The official opening ceremony is over. Let's make our way outside to the exhibition area, and at 1 o'clock exactly, we'll retire to our respective areas for lunch. Bon appetit. I'll see you soon.
Hi, Nakode here, and welcome to Africa Discourse channel. Imagine a place where ideas flow freely, like the great rivers of our great continent Africa, where stories about innovation, growth, and then ideas that are painting and shaping Africa are being told. From the Cape to the Sahara, and then from the tech startups happening in Lagos to Nairobi, where the tech innovations are, ADC brings you the stories that matter, the conversations that are inspiring our generation, and then ideas that are transforming Africa. But hey, it's not always serious business here at ADC. We also give you the scoop into the latest trends happening around the continent, untold stories in Africa, and a large dose of fun and entertainment. Join us as we delve in, explore, laugh, share ideas, share stories, and maybe you can find your next big idea on Africa Discourse Channel. Welcome to Africa Discourse Channel. Catch up with us at www.discoursechannel.com and follow us on all our social media pages at Africa Discourse Channel and get the latest scoops into the trends happening in Africa and news about Africa around the globe.